Okay, next one is the Bone Fletcher, Clinkz. Now, you play him as a safe laner, of course. Now, keep in mind when you pick the Bone that people are not gonna be that amazed by your pick. Hero kind of takes a lot of stuff in his inventory to be just on par with other carries that kind of have all of the stuff in built in and don't need that much. Uh, it's not like the worst pick you can do for a carry, but it's definitely not the best one. And your pick is gonna be dependent on your team a lot. Uh, even to just like try to keep enemy team pinned down so you can do your stuff. The bomb before the whole change of burning barrage was much more deadlier. The one that you would play with silence, you would silence any hero, you would get crazy attack speed, and you could easily delete pretty much any hero, even early on. This bone though, it is not as powerful as that, especially not early. So yeah, let's start with the items. Power threads, of course. Where we wanna keep him: agility, strength. Might need some extra health. You can always swap. I forgot to mention. You can always swap these in the middle of a fight. If you're dealing damage, you're not in danger. Keep your agility. If they keep chasing you, always remember to just press it once. You'll get extra health. Might save your life even. There's sometimes 50, 100 health. If you had extra, you would have survived. Yeah, always keep in mind that, especially with bone, is a really low health. Now, after your threads, right? There's one item that you will just have to make. You will have to make Gleipnir. The Maelstrom is pretty great with the barrage spell, right? He releases a lot of arrows, and it's bound to get some procs for Maelstrom, right? When there's many attacks. But the thing is, people are not just gonna stand in one spot and wait for you and until you soak them in all of this damage. So especially if you're catching somebody alone, if you're in front of your team, you can't just wait for them to fall asleep on some lane or to go AFK, or for your team to keep them stunned, so you can just do your basic job, right? So that's pretty much the huge problem for this guy. Always kind of needing a help of either your teammates or like specific item to become really great, right? And that is basically just to keep him pinned down. So Gleipnir, I just think is a must-have no matter what. You need to pin them down with Gleipnir, and then you can do barrage, and just hope they can't escape it. That somebody doesn't save it. They don't pop blacking. If they pop blacking, you're kind of like, yeah, you know, I won't say it, but you know the word. So yeah, you'll have to get this. One of them that you'll also have to get is Black King. To be able to attack. Windwalk is great, but if you're even that much of a problem, and you even won't be that much of a problem early, they're going to be carrying dust every time for you. Usually people recognize immediately heroes like this, especially like Bone, especially if that's the only like carry in the team. Let's say mid is more spell oriented. Let's say mid is like Zeus, or maybe mid is like Queen of Pain. So they know if they kind of kill you, the whole game is pretty much done there. In terms of those, like, there's nobody to replace you in a fight really that efficiently, like as a physical damage type of like a hero that can save you and continue fighting for the team. So yeah, that's why the whole pick is problematic with Bone. Because like in the start he's not doing that much anyways, and if you die it's even worse, depending on your, let's say, mid pick or off laner. If it's like a really passive tankish off laner, then your team is really screwed. But yeah, you believe in this, you believe in Black King, of course. That doesn't take much like to think about why. As usual, you need to right click, you need to attack. They're gonna dust you, so sometimes you'll be pressing this a lot just to escape, not die. After that is pretty much trying to build stats and attack speed. There's a bunch of stuff that works. These are like the basics that you will need. Daedalus, of course, it's more damage and it's crits on your barrage, right? So there's like 2 or 3 heroes that are trapped with Gleipnir. doing barrage and hitting them all, it's not only gonna proc the Maelstrom effect out of Gleipnir, it's also gonna proc crits. So it's like a nice crit AoE boost, right, with Daedalus. So Daedalus is pretty great. But maybe before Daedalus you would need some more attack speed, I'd say. It's a pretty weird one, but I like getting Assault actually for Bone. I kinda like getting Assault. And Scud is also really nice for stats and the slow effect, right? So usually, like if you're playing just a normal regular game where you don't have to do any like special type of items, this is how it would look like if I was playing him. This would be the final build. Well, not the final, you can always sell boots, right? You can always sell boots and get the 6th item. But yeah, this is kind of what it would look like. And then like some exceptions, there's Manta style. Sometimes I would get Manta if I feel like blacking is not going to be enough. If there's nasty silence effects anyways, or extra stuns, extra hexes, sometimes I just like getting this. It's actually fine getting it anyways. Yasha effect is pretty amazing, and the extra stats is nice. You'll be creating illusions, kind of illusions with a shard. Whenever you leave the skeleton box, you would create some skeleton arches next to you, maybe some more illusions. It can be pretty nice to have anyways. There's also Bloodthorn, and like I said, this item completely lost the value of what it had earlier, because there's just not that huge attack speed boost that you had here. That also always hits, right? Like barrage is like a increased attack speed, but it's not something that follows. The old skill was same as burning barrage, but it followed your target, right? So you would just silence somebody and completely delete them with the first spell. I think it was what was it called, a strafe, I think, the old strafe. So yeah, this is like a lot of, I saw like as a recommend item, people like making it, but I just don't see the value that much, because yeah, you silence somebody, right? You silence them, but they just say like this is one direction. You silence them here, they just need to step to the left or the right, and you're completely missing with barrage. You would have to combo it with Gleipnir. So it'll have to be you silencing them and then catching them with Gleipnir and then firing the barrage, which is going to spend a lot of time off of Bloodthorn. The effect is going to expire soon. If you do it Gleipnir and then silence and then barrage, it's going to take a lot of time off of Gleipnir's effect. So it kind of becomes really problematic to combo them properly, right? If it was old one, this would be something like this would be Mjolnir. So Mjolnir, you don't have to cast the buff on yourself. It would be nice attack speed and procs anyways, and this would be the same. So it would be just you casting this, immediately pressing the old strafe and just DPSing down anybody. But this is the new one, right? And as usual, there's a monkey. You will have to get monkey if you don't have a Bloodthorn for evasion breaking effect, Phantom Assassin, and hero with butterfly. You will have to get monkey, even though it kind of looks ridiculous, I know, to just like have like a barrage that needs to hit. I mean, you need to hit anyways, right? As you're attacking after this. But yeah, that requires building some attack speed. They just took away your best skill, right? No matter what people say, the old one was 50 times better for me. It actually made Bone much more viable as a carry, in my opinion. This one like depends so much of if you're gonna hit with the barrage, if they're gonna be pinned down. You need to have a lot of items if all of this fails, so you can just do your normal auto attacks. But yeah, and also there's Pike. Almost forgot about Pike. Pike can be really nice, can help you escape, some extra range. You can push people away. But again, it's kind of weird. I usually don't make it for Bone actually. He's like a rare, kind of type of rare one where I just don't get the Pike. I feel like I need to invest into really, really big stuff with Bone, and there's just no time to invest in a Pike. Pike is just not that big and valuable for Bone. You really need to buff them with like a big items. One spot is already kind of wasted. Well, it's not wasted, but it's not really like like a huge benefit, right, in attack speed and damage. And it has to be Gleipnir, it's not Mjolnir. So it's kind of problematic having like yet another type of kind of like utility item, right? You need some good stuff then. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Get the shard, one level of skeleton walk for the lane, and then just dump into arrows and start leveling the barrage as well. That's the one that you're gonna be farming as well, right? This is just one level so you can escape. That's pretty much it. All of points into arrows, and then of course the rest in the barrage. And yeah, that's it. That's it. The talents. Talents, searing arrows damage, right? Get as much damage as you can. Second one is really interesting, I have to say. Having extra health can really be deciding in a fight. But if you can get before fight some nice creep with any ability, right? It can be an extra, I don't know, it can be an extra net, extra stun, extra attack speed. I don't even know what they have really. It's been a while since I played like a hero that uses the neutrals that much. Probably, but Doom was the last one. But with Doom I always take like targetable spots so I can break Lycan spheres. So yeah, it's really up to you. 25% more health is kind of much safer. With this one you're gonna depend a bit more on your team, I guess, and how you can move around the fight. But yeah, completely up to you. Third one I would take Burning Barrage arrows. You don't care about attack range that much at all, especially if you went for Pike. Definitely left one. And the last one is I always take the multi-shot. So instead of one attack, it becomes 2 targets. It can be pretty great for pushing even in a fight where kind of targets are next to each other. You're attacking one target, let's say this is wasted. Hit or not hit, so it's pretty nice to have some attack speed and being able to attack multiple targets, like right, like a small Battle Fury effect, but it's a lot of damage, but it's not like a full cleave, right? It doesn't hit everybody in a cone, hits only 2 targets, but it's still really nice when it's buffed by searing arrows and any damage on that. So I always take the multi-shot. Nothing wrong with this also, but again, it's Burning Barrage extra damage. You need to hit with this. The only way to hit is if they stand in the place. If they don't stand in the place, yeah, the whole spell is wasted. This is wasted. So I'll take the last one. And that's pretty much it. If you play Bone, just be ready to. You will need to farm like crazy. You will need items. You will need a good team with utility of their own. The best one is when they get like a hard disable, some hexes. They can kind of keep in ground and you can do your barrage. You can retrap them again with Gleipnir. Wait for the barrage to go off the cooldown, fight more. But yeah, Bone is not gonna just jump in there like something like Faceless Void or I don't know, really buffed Troll and just like delete any single target or 3 or 4 targets, right? It's just not that type of a carry or do like massive illusion damage like Terrorblade just shows up and deletes everybody with illusions and Manta. You're just not that type, right? Or like Luna where you have a big AoE spell to kind of aid you with the rest of your skills. So keep in mind that with picking Bone. Probably one of the easiest heroes to farm reports, actually, I would say, if you play roles and this is your carry pick. So be prepared for some heavy flaming if you're not really great with Bone, I would say. And yeah, that's it guys, and let's see the next hero.